2023 Tesla Model Y. Should you buy one over the competition? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. It may surprise you to learn that the Tesla Model Y is now one of the best-selling vehicles around the world. In fact, in 2022, it was the fourth best-selling vehicle globally, right behind the Ford F-150 pickup truck, the Toyota RAV4, and the Toyota Corolla. And by the looks of things, it's on track to becoming the best-selling vehicle around the world in 2023. But does the Model Y really deserve to become the world's bestseller? Is it a better vehicle than the competition? And more importantly, is it even a good, reliable, and value-packed vehicle to buy? Well, make sure to stick around until the end of the video because that's what we're going to find out. And if you enjoy and get value out of this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications. I post 2 videos a week, always straight to the point, valuable car buying advice designed to help you, the consumer. The Model Y was introduced to the market back in 2020, and since that time, Tesla has made a few updates over the years. It is worth mentioning, however, that Tesla is rather unconventional with how they introduce their updates over time. Compared to other manufacturers that introduce a whole bunch of updates with a new model year, instead Tesla just rolls out updates gradually throughout the year at any given time. Now, although at the time of this recording, Tesla hasn't announced any major mechanical or cosmetic changes to the 2023 Model Y, one major change that they did introduce at the beginning of 2023 is with the pricing. Tesla famously slashed their pricing at the beginning of 2023 in order to make their models more competitive and also to boost sales. And the new pricing certainly does make the Model Y look like an attractive value when compared to other similar EV crossovers. You can get the Model Y now in 2 basic versions. You have the long-range dual motor, which has a starting price of $54,990 US or $69,990 Canadian. Or if you want, you can go for the performance version, which goes for $58,990 US or $75,990 Canadian. And although the Model Y doesn't qualify for any electric car rebates in Canada, it is eligible for the $7,500 tax rebate in the US, which means theoretically you could get into a Model Y for under $50,000 US, which is an impressive value. If you go with the standard long-range model, you get a posted range of just over 330 miles or 530 kilometers on one charge. The performance version, however, does reduce the driving range by a little bit, able to travel just over 300 miles or 480 kilometers on one charge. Now, the performance version does have much better acceleration, able to accelerate from 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds, as opposed to 4.8 seconds for the long range. You also get larger 21-inch wheels, performance brakes, lower suspension, and a few other cosmetic upgrades too. But even with all the upgrades, I'm not sure whether the performance version is really worth the extra cost. The standard long-range Model Y, like the one that I'm test driving here, still has more than enough power, able to accelerate to highway speed in just under 5 seconds. It also has a longer driving range, and all for a much lower price, so I really think it's the better value. Either way, the impressive driving range of the Model Y is one of its main advantages over the competition. Obviously, the driving range in the real world will depend on the type of driving that you do, how you drive, and the climate conditions that you're in. But either way, this is still the class leader in that area. And another major part of that is having access to Tesla's amazing supercharger network. Now, obviously, in the case of most buyers, the majority of your charging is going to be done at home, which is the most practical way. But still, it's nice having access to those amazing superchargers when you're doing longer distance driving or long road trips, especially considering that public charging for other electric vehicles is really not all that reliable or not all that abundant by comparison. Now, Tesla's superchargers will eventually open up to other electric vehicles in the future, but in the meantime, this is still a huge advantage when you buy a Tesla, because these are the best and most reliable public chargers that are available. Next to its impressive driving range, performance, and charging ability, another nice benefit of the Model Y is its handling ability. Although this is a sizable crossover with a lot of ground clearance and a high seating position, because of that low center of gravity and firm suspension, it does feel quite nimble and surprisingly sporty to drive. Now yes, the ride quality is a bit on the firm side. It's not quite as smooth as you might expect, so it might be best just to stick with the base 19-inch wheels, which do have thicker profile tires, as opposed to the optional 20-inch wheels with the low profile tires, which will likely make that ride even firmer. What is nice to see, however, is that the Model Y does have an optional tow hitch with a towing capacity of 1,600 kilograms or 3,500 pounds, which is a great feature to have in an electric vehicle. Now let's talk a little bit about the Model Y's interior. For one thing, you have 2 different color options to choose from, either the standard black interior, or if you pay a little extra, you could go for the optional white interior. Although the white option will take more work to keep clean, I do think it brightens up the interior by quite a bit, and is probably worth going for. Either way, you have a very simple and minimalistic look to the interior, which is something that Tesla is quite famous for. There are virtually no controls to be found anywhere, and almost everything is controlled using the center 15-inch touchscreen. Now I have to say, ordinarily I'm not a huge fan of having everything on a touchscreen. I prefer to have regular buttons and knobs for controlling your basic tasks. But as far as touchscreens go, this is one of the best ones on the market. As mentioned, everything is controlled using the screen, from adjusting your climate control temperature to your music, to even adjusting the air vents, the steering wheel position, and even your side mirrors. And when you do need to use the screen, it is very responsive and well laid out. Tesla is constantly introducing updates over the air to improve the user experience, and it does really show. And what's great is that Tesla does give you the ability to set a driver profile, so you can basically set everything the way you like and just set it and forget it. And the depth of features that you have with the screen is very impressive. For example, you have a Sentry mode where you can monitor the car when it's parked using the camera system. You also have a built-in dash cam, a wide range of music and media streaming options, and even built-in video games. And of course, you also have the Tesla app, which is one of the most feature-packed and comprehensive apps offered by any car manufacturer. The Model Y is also very impressive when it comes to its long list of safety features too. For example, not only is it a top safety pick plus by the IIHS, but you also have a wide range of active safety technology, including autopilot, which is one of the best semi-autonomous driving features available from any car brand. Once you get used to it, it really is a great feature to have, especially on longer road trips. And it really makes you wonder why other car manufacturers haven't been able to create something similar. Now, if you want, Tesla does offer the option of an enhanced autopilot for $6,000 US or 7,800 Canadian. This adds features like navigate on autopilot, auto lane change, auto park, and also your summon and smart summon. But as a whole, I really don't think it's worth the extra money. The regular autopilot that comes standard on the Model Y is really more than sufficient, and I would also say the same when it comes to the full self-driving option too. For the extra $15,000 to $20,000, the full self-driving option is really not worth the extra money, especially when no one really knows when it's fully going to be enabled, and given the fact that the beta version has already had a few issues, with a recent safety recall that's been pretty problematic. Another option that I wouldn't bother with is the 7-passenger seating. Now, it is great to see that this is available, but unfortunately it really isn't all that useful. The space that you get in the third row seat is quite ridiculous, and it is an expensive option, so it's probably best just to skip this one. As a 5-passenger vehicle, however, the Model Y is a very practical crossover. It has plenty of space in the front and second row seats, and a really large cargo area in the back. And of course, you also get additional cargo space underneath the hood. In fact, when it comes to cargo space and passenger space, the Model Y is the leader in the electric crossover segment. But even though there are a lot of great things about this interior, there are a few things that Tesla could definitely work on. For example, it is missing a few key features that you would expect to find in an SUV in this price range. For example, there's no surround view camera system, which is unusual to see. You can't get ventilated front seats or a premium branded sound system, and you also have this fixed glass sunroof that doesn't open and doesn't even have a sunshade either. And then of course we have the other major issue, which is the build quality and general fit and finish. Even though you do get plenty of space and the technology is quite impressive, there's no question the general look and feel of this interior just really doesn't match the price tag. The materials are not that great and the fit and finish is only so-so. And there have been a lot of reported issues when it comes to body panel fitment, squeaks and rattles in the interior, and all kinds of other minor issues which can be annoying over time. And in addition to the build quality issues, there have also been a number of electronic issues reported and several recalls too, all of which have contributed to the below average reputation for reliability. And on top of that, Tesla is not exactly known for having the highest quality of service either. They can be difficult to deal with, parts are not always available, and the length of time it can take to repair all these issues can be surprisingly long. Now, with all of that said, there are some good things when it comes to Tesla reliability. For one thing, the company is quite good when it comes to introducing brand new software updates to address some of these issues, and all of those updates are done over the air remotely, which is great to see. And when it comes to the major drivetrain components, the electric motors and the batteries, Teslas are surprisingly durable and long-lasting. The electric motors have been known to last a very long time, easily six-figure mileage without having any major issues. And the same is also true of the batteries, which, if charged properly, really don't suffer from very much battery degradation when compared to a lot of other EVs. Teslas have some of the best battery chemistry, thermal management, and cooling systems with their batteries on the market, all of which have contributed to their amazingly long lifespan. So with all of that said, how exactly does the Model Y stack up against the competition, and should you even buy one? Well, when you compare the Model Y against the other premium EV crossovers on the market, like the Volvo XC40 Recharge, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, the Audi e-tron, the new Nissan Ariya, and the Lexus RZ450e, I think there's no question it does have a lot of major advantages. When compared to any of these crossovers, the Model Y is just a better all-around package when you consider the amount of interior space and cargo space that it has, the much better driving range, the access to Tesla's amazing supercharger network, some of the technology, and just the overall pricing, especially when you factor in the rebates. Now, some of the more mainstream EV crossovers, like say for example the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Kia EV6, and the brand new Chevy Equinox EV, do address some of these issues. In fact, the only major issue with any of these mainstream EVs, like a lot of the luxury EVs on the market, is very poor availability, long waiting periods, and having to deal with the dealership buying experience. There's no question, the Model Y just offers a lot of major benefits. The very long driving range, the fast charging times, with the amazing supercharger network, all the amazing interior technology, the interior space and cargo space, and all for a very attractive and competitive price. These are the reasons why it has become a bestseller and will likely be one of the best-selling vehicles around the world for 2023. So if you are absolutely dead set on having a fully electric vehicle and you're willing to take a chance on some of the build quality issues and servicing issues that come part of owning a Tesla, then the Model Y might be worth going for. So let me know what you think of the 2023 Tesla Model Y. Would you consider buying one of these over another electric vehicle or just over another vehicle in general? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at some of my other videos by clicking these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.